or wherever it was who buried the guy in Sutton Hoo, so getting it from Sweden, it was the other way around. You know, the Vendels copied the
sacrilege.
But you know, even the mainstream are coming around to that theory now.
Hello, Bob. Right, where are we today?
Hi, Ross. We're still going through the grave goods, and the next thing that we're going to have a look at in detail are going to be the purse and the coins.
Oh,
so
the purse or the coins? The purse.
The purse.
Right, I'll come to the coins later because that's the
real. We come to the coins later. Yeah, the coins.
That's going nuclear once we get into that, isn't it?
Yeah, the coins are where it's all at.
That's where me and you get our gloves off.
So what I've done is I put up the drawing that we got of the burial, so you can see where the items were found. So we're looking at the purse here. As you can see, it's on the dead person in the.
Oh, it's actually on the person, right? Okay.
It's on the person. That's where it was found. Of course, there wasn't a person found in the boat, but the purse was found in that location as if it were on a person. And we go back and then have another look at the what we looked at for the sword, showing the exact arrangement it was found on the left hand side. That's how it's found on the ground, as it were, looking from above.
Yeah.
So you can see the relationship with the sword and all the belts and the other leather work that goes with it. And on the right hand side, you can see the purse itself here. And a lot of people find difficulty reconciling, you know, what we're going to look at next, the actual purse, what they term the purse itself. You can see it's actually a cover here.
Yeah. On the right-hand drawing,
cover there, and behind it is a leather pouch which contained all of the coins.
Right, so what we're really looking at is the sort of flap, as it were, that goes over.
What survived is just the flap, the decorative flap on the outside of the purse, and you can see the fixings here where it's fixed to the belt. But what hasn't survived is the leather pouch in which all the coins were found. So they found the flap, and underneath the flap they found all of the coins, which had actually just lying there on the ground as the leather pouch had rotted away from them.
Yeah. It's so quite strange thing to think about, isn't that? Wow, look at that.
Yeah. No, you see, it's highly decorative. And again, you can see this. You know, the hinges at the top here, where it was fixed to the belt. And then obviously the pouch then was attached behind this, and you've got a little clasp here to get into the money that was inside it. The background to this here, the white bit here is a sheet of horn, and then the rest of it. Then you've got these exquisite garnet figurines and motifs and decorations.
So did the horn survive?
Yes, yeah, the horn survived. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. All the other organic stuff disintegrated completely, didn't it?
Yeah, the horn does survive quite long. But again, we're coming back down to some of the arguments we got about, you know, the body and bones completely disappeared. Hang on a minute,
yeah. There's similar materials, aren't
some
they?
of this other stuff survived. You know, the metal fixings can survive. You know, and again, you know, they've got gold. Yeah, they're gilded with gold.
So this isn't the original horn we can see here, though, is it? Is this a reconstruction or something?
I don't know. I would have to check into that.
Yeah, so I've just sprung this on you. It just suddenly got me thinking, like you're saying, the bones. I mean, there's not even a trace of the bones. No. Potentially a bit of phosphate or something.
And again, you know, so
and yet the horn's more or less intact. How weird is that?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that what we're viewing here is probably again another reproduction that's there for.
Oh yeah, there's no way the horn be in this condition, would it? You'd assume it would be. No. If it's supposed to be in this acidic soil for, you know, nigh on 1,500 years.
Yeah,
that's quite remarkable. Really,
the imagery on there again is you know, so the key thing here, coming back to Wilson.
Yes.
You've got
and Alan Hassel's work, yeah.
you've got the bird of prey here, and then you've got this other bird which looks like a duck. So I'm not quite certain of the symbolism here. You've got up here, you've got, if we look at it in detail, you've got, this bird. There's two different kinds of birds. One is obviously got some kind of a long beak. It looks almost like a parrot in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yes.
But the other bird then has got like a bill like a duck or a water duck, a water bird. And then on the right hand side, we've got the man with these two, what termed from the mainstream, wolves.
Yes.
And again, so Wilson and Blackett basically saying that these wolves could be lions. And the reason I think that they're thinking that is that if I can find my cursors, they're looking at this around here and saying that
the mane on the left
creatures have got manes. But again, if you look down at the back of his leg here, he's got the similar kind of a decorative feature.
Waistband, and also the tails is another.
It's the tail. It's the long curly tail. So they're saying it's probably a representation of a lion, which means it could represent Daniel being thrown into the lion's den.
Yep, or Gilgamesh.
Or Gilgamesh.
The purse is my favourite item, really, because I think you could spend a lot of time just looking at these.
You could spend a lot of time looking at this and trying to analyse it, and a lot of people have. But the mainstream view on this is quite simple. These motifs and decorations are derived from images from the ornaments of Swedish style helmets. So in their view,
back to that again.
Yeah, they're lifted straight from the Swedish helmets. And again, if we come back to the helmet, I don't think we mentioned it when we discussed the helmet. The helmet is now thought to, instead of being originally thought, Rupert originally thought it emanated from Sweden and was manufactured there. The latest view on it is no, it was manufactured in the British Isles.
Really?
And the reason for that is because the helmet is, the actual dome of the helmet is made of one piece of metal, whereas all the Vendel helmets are made of 3 or 4 strips put together.
Oh, wow. Well, if you could send me details of that, and I'll stick in the description, because that was a new one on me. I missed that.
And as a result of that, and as we said before, I mean, the current view as well is that the Vendel helmets are just inferior copies of the Sutton Hoo helmet.
Much later as well.
Helmet is so much superior in construction and in the quality of the decoration compared to anything that the Vendel helmets are, and it looks to be instead of the Anglo-Saxons or whoever it was who buried the guy in Sutton Hoo, so getting it from Sweden, it was the other way around. The Vendels copied the
sacrilege.
But even the mainstream are coming around to that theory now. So since they first started evaluating the artifacts back in the 40s, so it's only taken them like 80 years to come to a different conclusion from where they started.
Yeah, well, in fairness, as you mentioned previously, the problem was for 40 years, no one could get near them, could they?
Yes, well, nobody could get near them. And also they started, I keep on coming back to this, the foundation from where they started, the reference points and the context was all Sweden, because they had no other. And even today in Britain or in the UK, there isn't anything comparable to the Sutton Hoo artifacts. They are at the moment unique to within this country.
It still doesn't make them British, but there we go.
Yeah. So I mean, we could spend a long time looking at these and arguing, and I think that's best to leave to our viewers to do it themselves, because it can take you down so many different routes.
Oh, I love the whole thing when because I mean, Alan Hassel did a lot of this research, and as you know, and what Wilson and Blackett added as well, which gets very controversial, of course, is that there's no extant or old versions of Beowulf coming from Scandinavia either. Yeah. And that he sees there a brilliant piece of analysis. I have to do a video on it sometime, showing that Beowulf is actually a retelling of the Gilgamesh tale, and it's not Scandinavian. Yeah. So all the taboos are going out.
Again, you know, if you're just looking at the decorations as decorations, you know, they to me they seem to have a more Eastern origin. You know, the Middle East. You know, sort of around that region. Yeah, it's the kind of
Could do.
I don't know. I just get the feel. I'm not an expert on this. I just get the feel like I've seen, you know, a lot of stuff on my journeys around those parts, and all of them are very reminiscent of this kind of, you know, they're not identical or exactly the same,
But the
but they're
style,
more reminiscence of this. And I think it came from from the Middle East and got dispersed into Britain, Scandinavia, and Germany.
Well, as we'll come on to later, once you once you remove the coins is going to be the big issue. But
well,
moving aside from coins, the whole thing could possibly have come from the Near East, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the coins really are the next thing. What was in the purse of the coins? So do you want to open that can of?
Not just yet. No, we'll come back to that one because that's the real biggie stinger, isn't it? Really.
Mm.
I know you love the coins. Anyway, so where do you want to go? You go to the coins next, are you? Or?
The coins are next because it follows on. They were found together. They were in the
purse of coins. Yes.
Even though the person was no longer there. Okay. So these are all the coins that were found: 37 gold coins, 3 blanks, and 2 ingots or billets.
Okay, slight interlude here. I've added this in later after finish the chats with Bob, because I'm drawing on the book, the Trojan War of 650 BC. It's got my big sticker in it. That's just because I write on books. I don't want to send one out to a customer that's been used. Where they talk, there's a whole chapter there on the, looking at the very things we're looking at, the Sutton Hoo artifacts, which prompted a lot of this. It's work by Alan Hassel and Wilson and Blackett. And I just quickly want to talk about the purse, because it's one of my favourite items. It's something we didn't really get onto when we did it in there. We're looking more at the Anglo-Saxon mainstream look at things. Right, so just going to read from page 86. So Alan Hassel then noticed the remarkable... Well, 2 things first of all. Alan Hassel points out the grave of King Kerry Longsword, who we do mention in our videos at some point. He fought the Romans successfully from 52 to 74 AD, and is a boat-shaped mound at Nash Point, and it's described and recorded in the Songs of the Graves. And there's also the boat-shaped grave of King Meirig, the father of Arthur II, and that's on Mother the Gaia, which you can see videos about that. Now, what I want to talk about here is some comments about the remarkable purse that was found in the Sutton Hoo burial. The leather had rotted away, but the jewelled and ornamented parts of this purse remained intact, and so restoration was possible. And we've seen the amazing job they did with that. The immediate and plainly obvious fact was that there were representations that appeared to be of the widely known Gilgamesh figure clearly exhibited on this ancient purse. Bob was mentioning, you can see Middle East links, this would tie in with that. And the Gilgamesh epic of the exploits of King Gilgamesh of the ancient city of Uruk is the major epic story of ancient Mesopotamia and Syria and Asia Minor. This is not an Anglo-Saxon piece. Not an part of the Anglo-Saxon culture or history, if you like. Now, if we jump forward a few more pages, this is where, yes, here we go. There are then 2 other strange designs on the Sutton Hoo purse made of gold and jewel stones, and we're just looking at those with Bob there. These designs show a large bird of prey attacking a duck, and anyone who has read the Cymric Mabinogi, solar and stellar stories will immediately recognise this scene as from the Mabinogi of Peredur, which means steel shirt, where Peredur sees a bird of prey kill a similar duck and causes the red blood to flow and to mark the white snow on the ground. Just why is this British motif portrayed on a magnificent Sutton Hoo purse if the Sutton Hoo burial allegedly was not British? So well done, Mr. Hassel. And when we get towards the end of this series, we'll put some other theories up as well, completely different from just choosing which Anglo-Saxon king, and looking at the whole idea of it being a British burial that could predate what they're talking about by hundreds of years, if not 1,000 years. So that will be coming back to that later in the series. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying it so far. Lots more to come. Heddwch. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed that and found it informative. Britain's Hidden History Group has so much more going on our YouTube channel. The one you're watching now, there's a live stream, 8 o'clock UK time every Sunday. We speak to people like Wilson and Blackett, reprint their old books and help produce new ones. We go researching to the tops of mountains, all the way down to the bottoms of caves. Busily recording the books so you can listen to them as well, and looking at mysteries and working out what we're not being taught in schools and preserving it, because the physical and written evidence is rapidly disappearing. You can also find out how to read ancient writing and hieroglyphs using the Welsh language. It's amazing. There's a Facebook group where this is being discussed. Along with a website, you can buy the books and help us. Also, as you can see, there's now a Patreon page where just a few pounds a month will make all the difference in trying to keep the project going and preserve this history for future generations, and also to find out for ourselves what is going on, what is Britain's hidden history. So until the next time, Heddwch!